What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and of course, hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Day 2, guys. Training camp in Oxnard. Our Dallas Cowboys. A lot to talk about once again. Injury updates. Injuries in the NFL. We'll talk about it all here on another one. Another Cowboys chat.
Thank you for subbing it up.
Yes. Welcome to the family, Tyre. And go Cowboys. You know the deal. Appreciate everybody. Again, you can see what we're going to be talking about. Is Zach Martin and, kind of, we're looking at maybe get Zach coming back. We'll talk about it. Dak, Brandon Cooks, the connection. Micah Parsons doing Micah Parsons things. And, of course, the Trayvon Diggs situation with the toe. Other injury updates and more. Stick with us here, my Cowboys family, and all our videos from earlier as well, guys. Hope you all check it out, comment.
Yes, we've been
like,
keeping you guys
subscribe,
visually updated throughout the day on what our Dallas Cowboys are up to, during this training camp. But of course, we have even more updates, a bit of our, thoughts and ideas there.
Yeah, and
so
yours
NFL
too.
News, that's always Cowboy adjacent.
Yep. Now let's open this up, baby, because we got to start off with the people that make the show go on the nightly.
Thank you very much to the back-to-back sponsor of the week, Skeptical Fan.
Yes.
Appreciate you,
always
of
staying
course,
skeptical.
and representing on the membership side of things as well.
Also back-to-back, by the way, months, though, on that one. And now he's going for that third month. He's got the lead, once again, for that third month of membership gifting, which is a new feature here. And truly appreciate anybody who's done that. Jason Renfro was in the mix there as well. It looks like a Skeptical Fan is gonna take it down. So appreciate him. Appreciate Mr. Mark Hovsepian, of course. By the way, thank you. I saw your message. We're going to respond to you as soon as we can. But 22 points in that stream, boss. And we appreciate the goodies he's sending. So thank you on that, Mark. Of course, he's also on this board above there. And, he's in the battle there with other ballers like Skeptical Fans. So that's the battle going on at the overall board. There's a bunch of other people also on there. Some new people that jumped in like Brandon James Shea back in the mix. I saw his message earlier. We'll read it a little later. Robert Bass, of course, also. Both you guys in the Navy Blue crew. Doing it on your own. We truly appreciate you guys as well. So thank you and welcome to the Navy Blue membership where you can drop your emojis and other perks. You can check that out. Now, don't forget the last but not least, Justin Quarles, because he's the Cash App King, the Q Man. Appreciate him and different ways to add to the Cash App. But right now, we have a leader for this week. It's not Justin Quarles, but it's a name we all know, and his name is Jason Renfro. Appreciate him. And he's currently, I think, with $3. He's only $3 in total in the Cash App, so that's the leader currently. You look at the overall board, though. Mark in a second place battle there with Skeptical Fan for that sponsor of that week. Now there's a dog making an appearance, Miss Asha, Cowboy Asha. So give her a rough. There you go. So, anyways, we also got 4 different ways of dropping the love. That's on top of the usual ways, right? You got to help out the channels. You got the Cash App. I'm sorry, you got the super chat, you got the membership, you can just jump into that like I just called, shouted out Brandon and Robert. And then you got, the thanks button, of course, which appreciate everyone as well on that, who's dropped the love, like Dwayne Broussard, Skeptical Fan, and many others. But then you also have the gifting, which we touched on. So those 4 ways we kind of touched on usually every day. These other 4 ways here, the Cash App, of course, direct, Venmo, PayPal, OBS, Streamlabs, the message right on screen. Appreciate everybody who's part of that. And let's also remind and baby, let's do the shout-out levels right now.
Yes, we have Q Ball in the house. Skeptical Fan always. Stay skeptical. Much love to you, sponsor of the week. We have Raul representing. South Texas in the house. Andrew Ruiz. Enjoy Oxnard tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy that.
Cactus G in the place to be. Beast Mode, what's up? Of course, Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself. Thomas Garrett, the superior. Garrett.
Hell yeah.
We have Brandon James, by the way. Shout out for that Navy Blue representation there on the membership.
In the Navy Blue crew. Now dropping those emojis.
Scorpio, much love. We have, let me see who else is here. That's, well, at least on my side, that's as far back as I can go. So, again, thank you to everybody here chilling, hanging with us. Let me see, hold on, the Rodriguez representing as well.
Brandon James, did you shout him out there? Yeah. I got his message there. You got Scorpio, Stephen White, Frame Rippers, Voodoo, Clayton Godfrey, what's up? How you doing? Seabass, in the membership, of course, gifted. We got, you said Skeptical Fan Freedom first, actually first this time. So welcome to everybody. Hit that like, subscribe, that notification bell. Check out the videos on the nightly here, on the daily, I should say. And let's get started. NFL news. The big kind of injury at first, a scare, during our training camp, too, towards the end of it, the Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow went down the field, was running, kind of pulled up, dropped to the ground, kind of was frustrated, in pain. He was carted off the field. Obviously, like Donovan Wilson yesterday, you fear maybe a tear sometime, in the knee or in the calf. Could be something else, something less or something worse, something, who knows, but
yeah, that type of injury you never know until you get it,
MRI and checked. Yeah. Later on, again, Zach Taylor, the coach of the Bengals, kind of said that it was going to be a strain of some sort. That's what the final diagnosis was. Luckily for Joe Burrow, like Donovan Wilson yesterday, he suffered a calf strain, which means he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. I mean, for a quarterback, maybe you can come back sooner. Not sure how that's going to work for him, but several alternatives right now. It looks like he's not going to be on the field for preseason, a la Donovan Wilson. The time frame is still to be announced. I'm assuming he'll be ready for week 1. Depends, I guess, how severe that strain is. So, anyways, that's one injury that kind of panned out for the better for the Bengals there. And Joe Burrow, who just said, I'll let that be handled when it comes to his contract. He'll just handle it when it happens. I mean, he goes down.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, but he goes down. That contract looks smaller now. So, that's why you got to get those deals signed sometime sooner, right?
Yeah, but players like that, I think, can afford to bet on themselves in a way that other players maybe can't. So, just saying that even if Burrow has a bad season, he's still probably going to be paid crazy money by the Bengals still.
Yeah, but he might take a little less. They say you look surprised.
For him, I'm surprised that we've made it this far without everybody hitting like and subscribing. And I'm making a joke.
Now, the other injury, which was not such a great outcome, was cornerback from the Dolphins. Although it wasn't as bad as it could be. It was pretty bad. Dolphins superstar cornerback. And by the way, rated as the Dolphins cornerbacks rated as the best in the league with the Jets right there with them. We were third. That's going to change now. Jalen Ramsey, guys, carted off the field, similar to Donovan Wilson and Joe Burrow. Jalen Ramsey suffered a knee injury that's going to require surgery. And not good. Expectation, though, is he's going to, of course, miss regular season games. We figured the whole year. But no, Adam Schefter says not the whole season. They said that ACL is still intact, which is, of course, a positive. The clarity on the situation, Jalen Ramsey, it's basically no firm determination will be made until the surgery. Remember, they can find new stuff in there, or maybe it's not as bad, right? So timeline could become shorter, or could be out for the year. Who knows? But right now, they say the likely outcome is it's going to be a full meniscus repair. So it's the MCL, not the ACL. And bringing Ramsey back in December, is possible if all goes well, if he's on track for that, right? What is that when something doesn't go?
What? No, I don't know what you mean by what word you're looking for here.
So, if he's rehabbing, there's no setbacks. There you go. I mean, so again, no setbacks, he's probably back.
I was not going to get that from when something doesn't go.
I know, but it was the before stuff that was. Anyways, Jalen Ramsey may or may not be available, guys. We don't know yet. Again, remember, we do play the Dolphins this year, and they see us right there in December.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe best case scenario. We might be seeing him, but like you said, that's if everything goes the way that they play.
Remember, we play them Christmas Eve, though. So if he's back sometime in December, Christmas Eve, that's pretty much the end of December. He'd probably be out there. The question is, will he be 100%? And the probability is no. So either way, I mean, we might be facing a little bit lesser than perfect Jalen Ramsey was on the field if they even get him out there. That's the third or last game of the season. And really, if they're out of the playoff run, or if they're set there's the playoff spot, if it's decided by that point, which I doubt, then he'll definitely not play until the playoffs. So that's kind of the breakdown with Jalen Ramsey when it relates to the Cowboys. There you go. With the Burrow situation, with the Ramsey situation, there was a text from an anonymous head coach today. He said, "quote I hate the first 2 weeks of training camp. They need to restructure the offseason." So it means basically that all these injuries occur. the first 2 weeks of training camp.
Which, again, kind of just makes sense because most of these players are kind of like ramping up their workouts and things like that. And I'm just saying, like, it does kind of track with the types of injuries that you might expect around this time. So, unfortunately. But, knock on wood, we are, technically past day 2 in camp. And so far, no, like, super major serious injuries.
But there's always injuries, right? And that's the thing is that with the situation with, Donovan Wilson, we'll talk about that in a minute. Donovan Wilson is Izzy. Some of you guys don't know who Izzy is. That's Israel Mukuamu, just in case you didn't know. And Trayvon Diggs. We'll discuss it all here in a minute. But, that's it from the NFL side of things. Any quick comments on the NFL portion of the news? Because we're jumping to the Cowboys.
Yeah, Justin Crow said, it always sucks when you see the words carted off the field.
Yeah, that's 3 times in 2 days. We've seen it from again, our guy here, Donovan Wilson, but we've heard it from other guys have been carted off the field too that are, let's say, not as important to us. So I'm not going to report every single one, but a lot of people have been carted off the first couple of days. The first 2 weeks, coaches hate the most when it comes to training camp. Maybe they need to have more of a ramp-up session. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why, even for the smallest reason, you might see more veteran players kind of chilling, relaxing, taking it easy, taking a veteran day, just because, at least from the McCarthy philosophy, it seems like taking it easier in camp for most of these vets is the better course of action.
Well, at least Donovan Wilson, we know from yesterday, 4 to 6 weeks means he's going to be back, for the week 1 situation. No injuries to him. He'll be healthy for week 1, it looks like. No, barring setbacks, obviously.
Exactly. So, let me see. Injury said, I wish all teams could stay healthy. Yes, absolutely.
Agreed.
Honestly, like, in a dream world, every single team would be 100% healthy and facing each other off at 100% strength.
Not the reality,
so you can really
though, right?
see what they're about.
Yeah, not the reality. That's what part of winning a championship is, getting through the injuries.
So, in South Texas, I don't know about the Zach Martin situation. You let me know what you think when you hear what he said. The one little blurb that he did say.
We're going to hear about updates there.
But yes, and I will say, our schedule is definitely on the tougher side. I still think it's disrespectful, all those people out there who are somehow saying we're going to get, like, less than 10 wins. So, like, that to me is a little bullshit.
A major injury or a couple major injuries that we can't come back from, then yeah. But outside of that, no way. I don't see us getting, we get 10, there better be something wrong. But even though it's difficult, guess what I think? I don't care. I think our schedule is perfect for us to do great in, and even show that why aren't we one of the tough teams? All these teams look at the schedule and they look at the Cowboys and say that's a tough game. They're more scared. They're more worried. I'm not worried about the schedule at all. Cowboys go out there and do business, defense, offense, special teams, coaching. We win most of these games, case closed. That's it. Simple as that. We overcome injuries. We can do it. We can do that. Just saying. It's going to take expectations to pan out for us. So
anyway, let's keep it rolling.
Yep. So rolling into the opening press conference for today from old Mike McCarthy there. He spoke, and, of course, in Oxnard there at the River Ridge Complex, and he gave the update on the situation with Donovan Wilson, who, again, here you'll see the injury from yesterday. McCarthy said that Donovan Wilson with the calf issue, and also talked about Israel Mukuamu, by the way, who, number 24 right there, also was kind of had that hamstring issue. Both suffered, all he said was multiple week injuries. So that obviously Izzy Mukuamu, we thought Israel was going to be back maybe in a week. Sounds like it's going to be a couple of weeks just to be sure nothing gets worse. Probably had a strain of some sort. Who knows? But first day of training camp, bye-bye Israel Mukuamu for a couple of weeks at least. And bye-bye Donovan Wilson 4 to 6 weeks. So that's unfortunate. But it is that's why I was just saying we have to overcome the injuries. I believe we will. I believe we can. We just lost 2 of our 4 top safeties. So Marquise Bell, it's time. It's time now to step in there and get some meaningful reps before Donovan Wilson comes back. I mean, and Israel Mukuamu, of course. So, that's the update on those guys. Now, more updates. Yeah, we got more updates. We got updates on, well, I don't have them on here, guys, but Mr. Schoonmaker.
It's funny because King Editsley just asked, do you have any idea who the hell is our starting tight end? Is it Hendershot, Ferguson?
Right now it is Ferguson, without a question, without a doubt.
He's definitely getting the first team reps and snaps. Actually, I don't even think I've seen Ferguson get them once.
Uh-huh.
No, Hendershot.
Yeah, Hendershot's been very scarcely used, I guess you could say.
Yeah, look, the Cowboys obviously have a favorite.
Well, but he deserves it. I think that Hendershot still the number 2 or number 3
last year, even through limited play.
Yeah.
So.
He's a number 2, number 3. But what about Schoonmaker, who's the rookie, second round pick? What's going on here, right? Already 25 years old, right? 25, an old ass rookie already with plantar fasciitis, walking boot, and now they're kid gloving him here with the injury situation. So again, the update on him, guys, is basically he's going to miss the start of training camp, according to McCarthy, because of a foot injury, and again, he said it predates his time with the Cowboys. Now, we don't know, they weren't specific about if it happened on the football field or something else, but this injury now meant that McCarthy said when it comes to a Schoonmaker, that McCarthy is definitely hopeful, that's a quote there, that Schoonmaker will be practicing in Oxnard. So in these next, in these 12 practice days, we're down 2 of them, so there's 10 practice days left, and about 2.5 weeks left of training camp. Basically, Schoonmaker is expected to be out there for some practices. That's a good sign. Still, Schoonmaker's missing some time. According to McCarthy, he said, quote, Schoonmaker is definitely, quote, making progress, but I do not have a timeline for you, end quote. No timeline for Schoonmaker means Ferguson is the starter. I'm just saying that's the way it's going to go. Ferguson has looked good out there. Currently, you'll see some of the footage. You'll see him out there.
I have to admit, the fact that there's no timeline, the fact that it is so open-ended, and since we are talking about something like plantar fasciitis, which is a little bit different type of injury, I wanted to be less concerned about the Schoonmaker situation. When this first broke, I was trying to kind of talk myself off the ledge. I am right on the edge. I'm peering over the edge. I'm leaning over the edge because I am not liking what I am seeing and what I'm hearing so far here.
Yeah.
Nothing against Hendershot or Ferguson. They're great.
I hear you.
I'm not upset about that.
I hear you, and I'm to the point where, look, my expectations for him, trying to be that guy we saw in college, and what the reason why the Cowboys drafted him, to me, I guess my expectation is decreasing. It's going down. I'm losing confidence in this guy having meaningful influence this year if this is going to be an ongoing issue. Now, will he be there week 1? I think he will. I think he's supposed to be back sometime in Oxnard. So we're talking about somewhere between, I have the schedule here. No later than August 15th. August 15th is the last practice date in Oxnard. So August 15th or before, there's our update, guys. Schoonmaker will be on that field. According to McCarthy. We shall see if this is going to happen or not. But this means more time for Jake Ferguson as the starter, more time for Peyton Hendershot, to get that backup role locked down a little bit better, right? And Schoonmaker's going to come in. If he gets in here in 2 weeks, then he'll be the third tight end instead of that second tight end, which was the expectation off the bat, and he hasn't earned it. McEwen is out there also getting some interesting snaps, number 84. We had a guy catch a touchdown today. We'll talk about that in the end zone. Nice catch. I'm just saying, guys are playing for those spots. Schoonmaker's not going to be cut. He's a second-round pick. That's a lot of draft capital, but this is a shitty fucking start. I'm going to tell you that right now, guys. Making progress, but no timeline. I'm just saying this, guys. Ferguson and Hendershot will get valuable reps. That's the best thing about this. And, yes, Ferguson is our current de facto starter, in my opinion. Now, as far as practice was concerned, and this is according to Mike McCarthy, and we saw some video. You'll see some video of him on the field moving around, but he was on the field with the injured guys. So he was on the sideline getting work on the resistance bands, working the resistance bands today, putting in some mental reps. You will see that if you checked our video. You'll see him walking around, setting up the way they're on the field. So he is going to be out there at least, going through the motions, but he's got to be on that field. The rookie got to get used to the system, hands-on. So no need to panic, I would say, yet, because there's still a month and a half before the Cowboys opener against the Giants. But, again, as a rookie, we need him out there. That's my 2 cents on him. Now, Scorpio was saying, Cooper was also, he was dealing with that fasciitis, Amari Cooper. Missed some
days.
It
does kind of make you wonder, and I know we had this discussion a little bit more yesterday, but what exactly did the Cowboys know about Schoonmaker and whatever this kind of injury situation could end up being? Just saying.
Yeah.
So, yep, Monroe Goodette said it, the second round curse. Oh, man, it's either amazing, great, Trayvon Diggs, or not. Oh, man, it feels like there's no in between. Yeah.
So that's the story on Schoonmaker. Mm-hmm. Let's keep it. We're going to be a quick one tonight. Let's go right to, really quickly actually, Kavante Turpin. Kavante Turpin, guys, he reported. Remember, he was not there on the. We are assuming he reported, so he didn't get fined on Tuesday. He did. He reported on Tuesday. That was not first practice. First practice was yesterday, day one. He was absent on practice on Wednesday. Of course, we knew this. He was also absent today. Some people were asking me, where is he at? What happened? He's expected back tomorrow. That's the great news there. So Kavante Turpin is back on the board here when it comes to the playing field. And look, I've been dying as we talk about Deuce Vaughn a lot, and I'll talk about him again today, but I'm looking forward to seeing Turpin and how he's going to be used by Mike McCarthy and in this offensive scheme. So to me, tomorrow, again, he's back Friday. What does that mean? Again, there's no practice tomorrow. Keep that in mind. There's a practice Saturday. So he'll be back tomorrow with the team. He'll be back tomorrow with the, whatever, receiver room, coach work they have to do, playbook stuff, film study, whatever it is. He'll be there with them. But on Saturday, we will see him actually on that field with the receivers and see how he's integrated into the offense. But yes, he had a birth of his child. Congrats to Kavante Turpin. And we'll see him on tomorrow. He's with the team tomorrow, but he'll be back doing football stuff on the football field on Saturday for the last practice of the week, actually. So, any thoughts on that, or good that we're having him back, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like I said, every single player that we have out there doing their thing, that's exactly what we want. I also still don't know where the heck those weird rumors were coming from that he was supposedly going to be. Like, there's something. What is it, baby?
Oh, no. I just saw we got a drop here.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, you're getting distracted there for a second. You distracted me. But yes, and congratulations, of course, to Turpin with his very happy family situation. Like I said, I don't know where those weird rumors came from that we were going to, cut him or something. So I'm guessing it's because he wasn't there the one day. So, but just clarifying, he's just a proud papa.
He's fine. He's not injured. He's good to go. Turpin is going to be back Friday for the team, Saturday on the field. So good to go there. No practice tomorrow, of course. We'll talk about that towards the end of the stream. I do have to stop the show for a second, though, baby. Because we got the man. You know why he's here.
Do we, though?
We do. We do. He is the leader of the board of the Cash App, and that is SnugX. He dropped that $20 Tony Pollard holler.
Oh. First drop of the night. Thank you so much, SnugX. Yes. Appreciate you. You know what he said.
What did he say, baby?
Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
Thank you, Snug. Appreciate you, of course.
We know why he's here. He's in first place, and I got to update the board. And look at that. Boom. Mark Hosepian opens the door, says, I got 5 on it, with the $5 holler, kicking it off here live on stream for the first time tonight.
Yeah, but the first 2 drops of...
Yeah, back-to-back right there. Cash App, Mark Hosepian here, continuing his lead, and by the way, adding points to that stream boss, 27 now. J-Ron Kerr style. What did Mark have to say?
You know what I was thinking? How can the O-line be so bad? We have a Pro Bowl center and guard. Our right tackle is supposed to be really good. Our R was really good. I'm guessing it was a different position there, but our other player was really good, and we do not have a question mark at one area? Oh, and we do have a question mark at one area.
Well, again, that's the thing to me, though.
Again, if the expectations, we kind of touched on this when the PUP list was kind of released, but our expectations were that initially that we would see Terrence Steele on that list and that our O-line wouldn't be as healthy as it currently is at this moment. I do still think that, like we've kept saying, like I think you can agree here too, Mark, some O-line depth would not be remiss because there's still a lot of situations where you could end up shit creek without a paddle. But as of right now, you can kind of sort of understand a tiny bit why the Cowboys seem okay with what they have now that we know where Terrence Steele is at. So
he's on that field. I'm going to say he is on the field.
I'm not saying I'm 100% comfortable with it. I'm just saying that the Cowboys seem to be much more comfortable with it than maybe we are at the moment. And I have to imagine that Terrence Steele's health and ready to go-ness there on the right tackle is a big part of that.
Good points there, baby.
So guard, there we go. So our guard is really good.
Yeah, the guard again. Zach Martin when he's there, right? That's why it makes it more important we get him in town. And he picked the right time to do it. When you leaving that guard spot open, you got one of the best guards in history on your team, and he's underpaid. That guard is going to probably say, "Give me more money," and I got you by the nuts, and he does. And Jerry, clown show kind of stuff. We talked about that. So much love to Mark Hovsepian, who, by the way, did jump. So this is crazy, baby. With that drop by Mark, he jumps over the leader, Skeptical Fan, in first place. Snug X with his $20 holler jumps over Skeptical Fan as well. So Mark is in first by a couple. Snug X is second, but first place on the Cash App board. And Skeptical Fan, our back-to-back sponsor of the week, membership gifting king here.
There you go.
He's in third place with Jangly right there behind him and many other ballers in the house. So, if you don't mind, maybe I am kind of updating one last thing here, but
of course, go ahead.
I'm going to bring up the Trayvon Diggs thing here in a minute. But just
By
any
the way,
last comments
James
on things? Yeah,
I do have to agree. Jerry's ego is definitely a little too big for his britches when it comes to giving Jimmy the Ring of Honor respect. But hey,
I agree.
We, I think most of us have kind of like grudgingly accepted that. So. Let me see. Andrew Blackman, again, glad you enjoyed that. He said, just watch your day 2 recap vid. Defense looking real nice. It's getting me excited.
Dominating. It's an attitude.
If you would have told me 3 years ago that our team would be a defensive powerhouse in this way, I would have called your bluff. You would have owed me $20, and I'd be laughing my way all the to the bank or whatever. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. I would not have ever predicted that in a million years. But I do think that our shift to focusing defensively the way that we have is a direct correlation as to why we're feeling so confident about this team. And I mean, I love it. It is obviously a little bit different still to kind of get used to I think a Dallas Cowboy team that's more defensively led, just because even in years where we had a fantastic defense, I feel like our identity was definitely very much about the offense and what they were doing.
Well, again, doomsday defense here, but they had Roger Staubach in the 90s. We had the number one defense without any Pro Bowlers. I remember that first year. And,
Just saying, I feel like we're in a somewhat similar position here, because it's not me, like, knocking our offense in any way. Just saying that what our defense is doing is on another level.
And we talked about this in a couple weeks ago, that the identity of this team is defense. No more offense identity. Offense is great and all, but defense wins championships, and the attitude has changed from like offense is leading the way to the defense is leading the way.
And hold on, though. We definitely have to figure out some kind of like, I don't know, Mickey Mouse play for them or something, like Turpin and Deuce at the same time.
There'll be something. There will be, and hopefully he's used a couple of times in strategic ways.
Just run between the players.
Yeah, I would love to see it. That's all. I'm waiting to see it on the field. We'll see that Saturday. All right. So, and we're going to watch some of the video here. But first, before I can even go any farther, we got to talk about Trayvon Diggs. He was not on the field today. Now, McCarthy, of course, as I'm talking about McCarthy's comments and stuff before the practice, he didn't mention this. And Trayvon Diggs actually got on the field. He was on the field, and he was, running around in the beginning, walked off, and it looks like it was some kind of toe issue. So, Trayvon Diggs, he's dealing with a toe injury, I guess. It's not even an injury. It's an issue, he's calling it. A source that's close to that characterized it as, quote, a sore toe. So, what's up with Trayvon Diggs' toe? I pointed to it, and you see him walking off the field there in the thumbnail. It's a sore toe. It's a sore toe. Listen, if this was a game coming up,
he wasn't lifting weights with it.
Yeah. If there was a game coming up on Sunday, I in my mind, I think he's playing. He's fine. I'm not worried at all here.
This is what I mentioned earlier when it comes to McCarthy's overabundance of caution during the preseason stuff. You just wrap them up in bubble wrap, stick them on the shelf, unwrap them when the season starts if you're a veteran.
Hey.
Boom.
Pretty much, that's the hope. When they just avoid injury, that's the number. Other than looking good, number one thing is
James Hurst's got the bag and
no injuries.
I think he's just protecting his newly minted, very expensive investment.
Yeah, he was picking up the helmets yesterday, like he always has done, helping the team, helping the people working on that field when they collect all the stuff and the players leave on the field. Trayvon Diggs is a great human as well. But listen, here's the thing: even though he came on the field with the uniform, came off the field, changed back into his normal clothes, and was on the sideline, it did not stop him from being involved. He was talking crap there with CeeDee Lamb a little bit. Again, fun talking shit kind of talk. But he was out there helping. He was also helping other cornerbacks, coaching them and kind of telling them what to do. Of course, you'll see Nashawn Wright got a nice pick today. Who knows if that had anything to do with Trayvon being also on the field. But again, this injury, the Cowboys are not concerned. They had no problem signing him for $97 million. And Stephen Jones overheard saying, quote, "I told him I didn't sign you to see you standing over there." Again, obviously making a joke. Now, so that's the update on Trayvon Diggs. Again, I don't know if anybody has any issues with this. I think we're fine. It's just a sore toe, guys. Again, a big deal if it was like playoff game or it happened the day before the game. But this is literally 45 days till week 1.
I said if that toe is still sore in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
maybe then we'll bring the alarm.
You don't want anything to linger, obviously, but the probability is this is just something he'll probably even play with in a regular game. In my opinion, that's what I think would happen.
Exactly, and Andrew said it best here. Well-established player who doesn't need to be strained in camp.
Exactly.
So Cactus
just got paid.
Get some Epsom salt.
We don't need him out there, though. That's the key here, guys. We don't need him out there. Let me see if this worked. All right, let's just check it to see if something's working. I think it's working now. Oh, maybe not. I was just trying something because it's getting a little wonky over here. No, it's just not working. It's got Skeptical fan all over the place representing it. He is representing it all over the place. Anyways, that's the update on Trayvon Diggs. I don't think we are too surprised. I know it's kind of a big deal when it happened, but I'm not really worried. It's not like something happened on the field that got him hurt. He literally just walked off the field. And you'll see it on the video. If you haven't watched it already on the video, some of you guys checked it out already. Yeah. You'll see it here when we go through it.
Out there. Anything will be better than the last play of that San Francisco game.
Kellen Moore. I'm going to leave it there. Kellen Moore. And that's just like the cherry on top. It was a lot more than that in Kellen Moore. There's a lot of mistakes in Dak and other players and Kellen Moore, but that was a Kellen Moore special, just saying.
So, no, I mean, we can kind of keep rolling here. Rolling. Let's go. No, Trayvon Diggs, we're all caught up on him, and thank goodness it is just a sore toe. He's fine. And Jerry and Stephen Jones do not want to see Trayvon Diggs out there straining himself in any kind of way. Now, McCarthy said this about yesterday's practice, the first practice of training camp. Quote, "Our missed assignments were minimal. We got up to a really good start yesterday." And we talked about this. The Cowboys looked really uniformed, on the same page, cohesive, knowing what they're doing, knowing what the other Cowboy players are doing on offense. And defense, of course, we've been seeing that for a couple of years. But the offense seemed ready. Still seemed ready. They knew everybody was on the same page. I love whatever McCarthy did this offseason. You're feeling it in camp, the difference, the culture change. We talked about it yesterday. And, you see it today. You'll see it, guys. And again, if you haven't watched the video, I urge you to check it out because you're seeing the defensive line drills. And you're hearing the coaches screaming and yelling, the players grunting. It's different than it was. In the past, it was like, that's it. It wasn't like, Now it's like a different mindset. I'm not saying it's going to win you a Super Bowl. But that shit makes a difference when it comes to the mindset, the culture of the team. And the coaches out there, they're fighting. The coaches, I saw coaches fighting each other to try to get on the field to hit the players with one of their, not a bag, but one of the cushions or whatever. They're out there wanting to hit these guys, and the players want the beatings. It's a great kind of mindset because in the game, guess what the other team's going to do? They're going to beat you. they're gonna try to beat you, and that's where we already have a step up. Day 2 of training camp. This ain't the end of training camp. This ain't week 1 practice. This is the beginning of everything. So I love the new attitude by the coaching staff, by the extra coaches they brought in, by the players. I love it. I don't know what you think, baby, but I love the mindset. So McCarthy said, quote, "If I was going to say the biggest area of change was going to be, it's on our offense, I'd probably put the protection in the passing game as the biggest change." So again, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that the way they're doing the pass protection stuff is altered, the biggest alteration from last year when it comes to positional which again,
situations.
I'm sure a lot of that has to do with some other behind the scenes coaching changes and inputs and things like that.
Mike Soliari, Brian Schottenheimer, both these guys are involved in that side of things, more of the running game and the pass blocking protection scheme and stuff. That's where the change happened. McCarthy is saying that. And it's up to the top 5 offensive linemen, fine. But when one goes down and one doesn't make it out there in the field, that's when the problem could start. The Cowboys, I'm assuming they're not dumb. They have a plan for when one of them goes down if the Joneses are not going to bring in a valued backup. You understand me? So I guess they're going to work with the guys they got. Chuma Odoga, he found out what Micah Parsons is the best in the NFL at what he does today. So Again, stop me if or the family can stop me whenever they want to drop some kind of thought or a question about what we're talking about. But also, you got, let me know if you want to chime in, baby. I don't want to overtalk everything.
No, I mean, it's all good.
All right, perfect. Let's keep it on rolling here, guys. Now, he talked about Dak Prescott, McCarthy. He said that, I guess McCarthy's on Dak Prescott, basically, Dak Prescott's trip for the passing game, he said, quote, "It just really touched these guys. I just know Dak felt great about it. It was awesome, and that's what leadership is. In today's game, you have to have it." Again, the trip he's talking about, the one to Atlanta, the retreat, and taking those guys out, the camaraderie, the bond, all those words we've said, that's part of why being on the same page is happening day one. And
remember, we heard from Gallup either yesterday or the day before, basically just saying, like, every quarterback should be doing that.
Yeah,
so
and they're all not, but Dak is. So great job by Dak, and good to know that everybody notices it. Even the haters out there, even our own team, even our own fans at the start, they hate Dak. Some of them, even they know Dak's a great leader. So look, Michael Gallup. What you just mentioned, Michael Gallup, what he said about Dak. Well, McCarthy was asked about Gallup, and he said this is interesting, baby. Michael Gallup is seeing more work in the slot. Which, if all three guys can work the slot, I just don't want it to be overdone. But for years, we've been talking about Gallup's going to be working in the slot, and then it never really happens. That was Kellen Moore. I wonder with McCarthy if it really happens now. They're really going to work towards that. So we'll see what happens. But McCarthy said that the goal is for him to develop into a more of a moving piece for this 2023 offense. You got three moving pieces at the receiver. You got something extra special. Already we got Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb. They can flip-flop outside and to the slot receiver. But now we got guys. We get all three guys playing X, Y, and Z. Ooh. I don't know what else McCarthy has planned, but it seems to be looking good, at least sounding good. And by the way, that interception yesterday, which was nothing to do with Dak Prescott, it hit Simi Fehoko in the hands, popped up, and it was picked by rookie sixth-rounder Eric Scott Jr. McCarthy said Eric really had a nice spring in the rookie work. Obviously, he made a nice play on the interception. He said, quote, "Simi will learn from that." And he's Simi Fehoko. So I do want to say, though, that I've been talking about Eric Scott. I really wasn't high on him when we drafted him, but since the rookie camp, since OTAs and minicamp, I've been talking about the fact this guy keeps popping off every single thing. He's always in the mentions.
Every single time you brought it up, I have to admit I straight up dismissed it as slight bullshit. Like I'm being perfectly honest.
After minicamp, I was like, this guy may have something in training camp. We'll have to see, and he's bringing it. Again, it was not a play that he made necessarily, but how many guys would drop that interception? Trayvon Diggs did last year. I just watched the freaking game today on NFL Network, Cowboys and Niners, and suffered through that. Trayvon Diggs hit him in the hands. That interception. I'm just saying, and not saying Trayvon Diggs is not going to make it 99 out of 100 times, just that was the big one in the playoffs. The thing is, it's good to see Eric Scott Jr. having that kind of quick reaction time and that reflex to really snatch that ball in the air off the hands of Simi Fehoko. So that's the most positive thing about it. And, like McCarthy said, and he better because he's off the team if he's not, Simi will learn. We'll see. Simi, learn. This is your third year now to really get it done here,
Stick Aguilar 04 said Cooper Rush choked when he played the Eagles, whereas Dak carved up that same defense in the rematch.
Yeah.
Rush and Dak are not the same.
Oh, yeah. I know some people are saying, well, Rush is better. Who gives a shit? He's better, like better than he was last year? Okay. He's still barely signed by any team out there, as a backup. He got to come back to the Cowboys because we know he can do it. But we're priming Will Grier to take over. I'm just telling you right now, Will Grier, that's who they want as their backup. No. Now, let me keep it going, guys. Finish it up here real quick because of the offense. It's interesting. It's important to note McCarthy's comments about a man named Schottenheimer. You see him right between the wife's expression and McCarthy's kind of look of like, I got to get into this game plan.
Sneaking in there.
McCarthy said this about Schottenheimer, quote, "I mean, it's simple. I would not be here if it wasn't for his father, Marty Schottenheimer. For him to win," and he's talking about Marty Schottenheimer, "for him to win over 200 games and do it at multiple organizations, he knows how to win. I thought he was one of a kind." Remember, that's how he kind of started with the Chiefs. His career as the quarterback coach there in Kansas City with Montana as the quarterback. So Joe Montana, in case you guys didn't know. So again, Marty Schottenheimer, a lot of respect to him from McCarthy. Of course, Brian Schottenheimer, his son, he said, it was talking other things about Schottenheimer, and kind of really cool to hear how Schottenheimer really means. I'm talking about Marty Schottenheimer, means a lot in his career, but he also mentioned about his son here, Brian Schottenheimer, that he provides daily quote unquote Martyisms. So just like he sees his dad come out in Brian Schottenheimer at times. So McCarthy would know, worked under his dad, now his son is working for him. So we'll see how that goes. Now, baby, I'm gonna take a breather here. Because I gotta catch my breath for the showtime. You know what that means, guys. We're gonna talk about that day in practice. We already talked about Trayvon Diggs' injury, all the other injury updates. Got that cleared. At the end of this, quickly, we have a couple of quotes from the players, and then we're done, guys. Another quickie tonight. Most of the work, you want to see it, is gonna be done in the videos. And tomorrow, again, guys, there's no practice. But you will have some bonus videos I will release tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't get every single video, but as I collect more and see more and garner more, I will then, get another little bonus. Every 2 days after we have a 2-day practice, I'm sure I'll have a bonus video reel on that third day when they're off. So you'll still get new Cowboy footage right here at My Cowboys Family. So appreciate everybody who's joined the family. We're on the road to 24K now, 23.5 there. So appreciate everybody who's jumped on to the family's bandwagon here, and we're going to that 6 and beyond. Oh, we're in our 6, 7 and beyond, but the Cowboys got to get that goddamn 6. So Schottenheimer, we talked about, the Martyisms that come from him, and again, when it comes to our head coach of the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy, that's all he had to say today. Hit it up, baby, in the chat, and give me a breather.
Not a problem. So Thomas Garrett said Schottenheimer deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Marty, yes.
Marty. Schottenheimer.
I know you don't know. That's the thing. I know you don't know. Marty Schottenheimer at all. But I do. I remember watching him from his first days of coaching to his last days, and great coach. A little bit corny with his little sayings, but I wonder if that's the Martyisms that he sees from Brian. Those little corny sayings. Who knows? Either way, he's good for what he's going to be doing for us, helping the run game and coordinate like the run packages and kind of create some running plays, I guess you can say. But he's going to be working with Soliari, the offensive line coach, Soliari, to kind of more detail on that than it is in the passing game. That's McCarthy's portion of things.
Mm-hmm. So, let me see here. Will Greer did have that solid little preseason game there. Yeah,
Will Greer is the prime guy to take over from Cooper Rush. Just letting you know. Cooper Rush might not make the team this year. We'll see. Even with all the love that he gets to dethrone Dak, that ain't happening ever. Quote by Outkast.
Let me see. And real quick, Brandon James, we did read it at the beginning of the stream. Way back because you kind of dropped it pre-stream, so we were doing those earlier.
I thought we touched on
beginning game shout-outs. Beginning game, my goodness, beginning stream shout-outs.
So I do have an update for you, baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Update away.
And then we'll get to the training camp information and report, recap, all that good stuff. Cash App leader right now, it's SnugX, right? But he's in the lead. But the guy now right behind him, trying to get closer, Jason Renfro. He was the leader when we opened the stream tonight. Now he dropped not just $1 holler. He dropped a second dollar holler. He dropped a total of $2 right there. Now he's got 5 total in the Cash App. He's 15 and a half, I guess, 16 back to take over first place from SnugX. You know why he's here. But you also know why Jason Renfro is here. And don't forget, he got a bunch of jerseys from us here. One of them being the Randy White jersey. Another one that's already been ordered. And, hopefully get it back in before the season starts, Jason. So we'll see. But much love to you. And thank you for the $1 holler and another $1 holler. Go Cowboys. Oh. So I'll update the board too, baby. Hit up a comment or two, and then we're going to get into this this day 2 recap of training camp.
So let me see here real quick. Kenzie Bands, what's up? Saying, do y'all think our rookies will outshine each other in the preseason?
I would love that, because that means they're just going to build on each other's success. That'd be the best thing. Let's just hope they just outshine, but maybe what I'm trying to say is that hopefully they just exceed expectations.
So, agreed. Co-signed. But as far as, like, outshining other rookies and stuff like that, I think the most important thing for them to do is just to exceed expectations on their production and stuff like that. Yeah, like, it would be nice to obviously be able to look at some of our rookies and say, like, oh, hey, look at this guy. Although I think if I'm not mistaken, it was either last year or the year before, the Cowboys had, like, from top to bottom, like, the best draft as far as, like, every single guy that we got that year hit, and not just hit, but, like, hit in a big way, contributed, like, we fucking killed it. So, which, of course, would you expect anything less from Will McClay? I know I wouldn't. So,
let's help some of the people that just joined us, maybe some new family members.
Andrew was asking how Schoonmaker's looking.
Yeah,
I know we touched on him in a little bit, but that plantar fasciitis is still keeping him on the sidelines as of now.
Yeah, he's doing mental reps. He's on the field there, but he's not doing anything. Yeah, he was at that retreat or that little vacation with Dak Prescott, but now he's in a boot, protective boot. It was a foot injury. They're saying predates his NFL days. Well, where was the due diligence there, Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones? So the point here is he's 25 years old, and the point here is that he should be back before Oxnard ends for the Cowboys. So before August, was it 15th, I think I said? Before August 15th, he should be on the field getting at least a couple days of practice. That's what McCarthy is implying.
So, Jason Rufford throwing out there, we need a kicker to make an impact for the Cowboys.
But, I'm going to let's start it off now. Let's get into it. Hey, Jason, thank you for the drops, and let's kick it off with Jason Renfro, right, and the thoughts of kicker. Because I'll give you all the breakdowns here of what went down today. And one thing that did not go down, baby, not even at all, was the kicking situation. Brandon Aubrey, Tristan Vizcaino. Here is Brandon Aubrey. That's Brandon Cooks. What am I talking about? Brandon Aubrey, the kicker. Here he is. I hit the wrong button.
We're going to have to have like a team quota or something. Like no more than two of the same name and then bam.
Brandon Aubrey here, as you can see in these videos. This is all Brandon Aubrey, by the way. He's trying to hit it from a distance there, but it's more about the fact that the kickers have not done anything yet. They actually, during the open portion of the media, no kicking has occurred. None. Zero, zilch. So what's the kicking situation? Not available. Nothing.
Is that atypical for the Cowboys or just in general? I
just don't remember having 2 days of training camp and having no kicking going on. Whatever the reason.
That's a good point.
The Cowboys are not doing it yet. And Aubrey is a guy we have to see. This guy, he can hit it from any accuracy point, but the distance is his big issue. Although he kicked the big one earlier. You've seen this one here, 60 yards, 3 in a row. Great, but we got to still see it consistently. Much brighter shine anywhere you're at with the Cowboys, and of course in games and preseason games and all that stuff. So that's what I'm waiting for, but no kicking yet. The point I'm hearing here, baby, is that very, very soon they'll be back out there. I'm assuming Saturday. So Saturday's the kicking time.
By the way,
so there you go,
Billy
Jason
Renfro. Saying, I'm so glad we're deep at safety with these early injuries to
Agreed.
Dono and Mukuamu.
Yep.
Like, again, it does go to show that's why depth matters. It's one of the reasons why we've been kind of eyeing our O-line and freaking out just a tiny bit because...
Yeah, that's the one spot we don't have that depth.
Yeah, we're one toe away from being in a very different situation.
And, it's interesting. We talk about the lacking in spots if you're down, a player. What about the safety issue? One of the reasons why I like the linebacker spot, even if we had, I don't think, as much depth as we needed at linebacker, the depth was the safeties. Jaron Kearse, Donovan Wilson, Mukuamu. They were kind of box safeties at times and pseudo linebackers, hybrid linebacker type guys. We're missing 2 of the 3 guys there. That kind of bothers. Now we lose depth at safety and at linebacker. But, again, Israel Mukuamu should be back, I'm assuming, in a week or a week and a half or so. And, of course, Donovan Wilson will be back 4 to 6 weeks, which means week 1, he's good to go, guys. So that's the good thing about it. The bad thing is, they're not getting much work. But the good news is guys like Marquise Bell, other undrafted guys, and guys like even Tyler Coyle, I think he's still around. Those guys will have an opportunity to try to make the team or at least get some snaps in there. We can see we got maybe another guy in the mix. Who knows? Marquise Bell, though, number 41. Top of the list, in my opinion, as far as the guy who has the best opportunity with both of those other safeties down for now.
So, let me see. Cactus D said, Overshown is getting a lot of chatter. Not sure how he is listed position-wise.
Yeah, obviously he's a linebacker right now. He's a linebacker pretty much his whole career in college and now NFL, but he would start off at safety. Look, the point is, Overshown might have to get more work now. That's definitely another guy, not really at safety, but as that box, maybe those box duties. Can Marquise Bell do that? Yes, he's got the size and everything, but maybe they like Overshown better at that role. We'll have to wait and see. That's a great little comment there, and I will say one thing about Overshown. For a smaller, kind of thinner guy, I guess, at linebacker, he still has explosiveness. He's got power. I'm surprised. And he is a hitter back in the Longhorns. He can take your head off. So I like his style. It kind of reminds me of like almost what Jabril Cox should be, you know? And Jabril Cox has to come to fruition. He looked a little bit frail out there, I got to admit. And you'll see the video, guys. The linebackers doing their role, their work. I'll discuss it here, and I'll repeat probably myself a bunch of times when we put the video on. But let me keep it going here, man. Let me get the video on. I don't know if there's any great comments here before we go into the video, baby.
Let me see. We touched on pretty much all of them. But Frame Ripper saying Overshown will take the cursed job. For
eventually, cheaper. But Curse is here at least another year, right? So Alonzo Joseph,
thank you for summing it up.
Yes, welcome to the family here on MCF. Appreciate you. Have a seat and let's chat. Speaking of, let's also chat while we just watched the kicker situation. How did the rest of training camp go? Well, let's take a look. You let me know. Now, a lot of great notes here. As the players walk out, like Dak and Trayvon Diggs is going to sign an autograph. You see him coming out there with a uniform. Here he is signing. That's his buddy, by the way. He's a longtime friend or agent, maybe. I don't know. But either way, and then you see the little kid right behind him. That's DeMarcus Lawrence's son, by the way, who was out there signing autographs and hanging out with his son for a little bit. And then Trayvon Diggs came out there and signed DeMarcus Lawrence's son's football there. So look. Point is, today, guys, you'll see it. The defensive line is looking a lot better. You'll see the drills. The Cowboy offensive line got bodied by the D-line pretty much all day today. You hear? Dak and the offense looked great in the 2-minute drill. Nashawn Wright, you'll see it, had a great interception there while being blinded and pulled down by Jalen Tolbert. So as the receivers come out, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, you see them getting ready, getting the cheers, and then going over the jug machine and just getting to work. I love it. So Micah Parsons, guys, 2 sacks. I mean, you'll see the video when we talking about it. It's crazy. I love Micah is the best.
Absolutely knocking it out of the fucking park.
Yeah, is that a surprise? What about little man Deuce Vaughn? Looks great, a tough runner, and he actually out there did some punt returns. Before all of this, he was out there getting punt returns with Janaya Thomas, I think, number 40. So again, Deuce getting out there in some of the some punt stuff there, special teams. Jalen Cropper from Fresno State. I'm going to talk about him a little later, but he's continuing to make plays. He had a great catch for a touchdown yesterday. Another great play today on the 2-minute drive with the third-string team. Linebackers, you'll see it. They look faster. They look leaner, but they look faster. They still got power. Stephon Gilmore locked down yesterday. Most of the time, he locked down his receiver. Today, no difference, guys. Gilmore is locking shit down, making it tough for Dak and the offense. I love it. I love that we got the best on best here. Speaking of Gilmore, boom, there he is. What about Josh Ball? I know you want to talk about Josh Ball, but he's been filling in at the right guard spot for Zach Martin. Chuma Edoga has been practicing with the backups in the backup right guard spot. And Edoga, number 71, you'll see him burned twice by Micah Parsons. And he's playing right tackle spot. There, you see another beauty by another great pass by Dak Prescott, and hitting the target bullseye once again. Now, again, here you're seeing the jugs machine again. Speaking of receivers, let's talk about Jalen Tolbert real quick, guys. Tolbert is impressing with his strides that he's taken from last year into his second season. The chemistry between him and Dak Prescott is obvious. You can see it. He made a couple good plays. Tolbert's making it difficult to count him out of the 4th receiver spot. He looks strong, solid. He's ready. He's focused. Great to see that coming from Jalen Tolbert. Dak Prescott, again, you saw a little bit there, Dak hitting that perfect bullseye. But his pocket presence, during the pocket presence drills, you saw there, Dak was right on the money, looked accurate. You saw it go into that little box, the net. Perfect pass by Dak Prescott. Looking crisp out there. Even the interception, you'll see it. I don't think it was that big of a Dak deal, though. He could have placed it, I guess, a little bit better. Simi Fehoko, you see him here. You'll see him here, number 81. He makes a nice catch out there in the field, kind of redeeming himself. No drops today. By the way, look, they're playing here, some Tupac. You're seeing number 80 going, he's a Cali guy. So he's getting down there. Now, the edge rushers, guys, you'll see the drills, but man, they were getting off in the 11-on-11 drills. They were going crazy out there. I'm talking about Micah Parsons. Sam Williams was looking great. Dorrance Armstrong was effective. Mozzie Smith got a sack on Cooper Rush. I love it. The O-line had a rough day. Not the starters, but the depth. As you just discussed earlier, that's a major issue on this team is the depth at offensive line. But no pads, so it's harder for the offensive line to really kind of do their thing. Tolbert, as you're going to see here, number 18. And I think, what's Stevens? Yeah, the tight end. They had a really nice day today. A lot of energy, though, from the defense. I'm talking about practice-wise, from the offense and defensive coaches. I love these guys.
They brought a different energy.
Yeah.
So far, they looking a little tougher, a little meaner, a little bit.
Yeah, the coaches got them worked up.
Face.
And this is day 2. I love it. They're getting ramped up for hitting on July 31st. The young guys that caught our eyes, I think John Stevens at the end of this thing got the game-winning kind of closing. The only offense that could score was like the second or third string team against our offense versus our second or third string team in defense. John Stevens with the touchdown, right? Jalen Brooks had a great practice with the second and third stringers there. He's our 7th round pick, Jalen Brooks. Here you're seeing the receiver drills. This is what I was kind of talking about. These first drills, just kind of look how quick Brandon Cooks is. But these drills are great and everything. They're effective. But wait till you see the coaches running on the field. That's when, I think they're getting a little rougher than usual. They're getting a little more, look at them, boom, right there. They're really starting to, they're fighting to get on the field. But even the coaches let me get on the field. Let me hit them. I love it. I want more of these drills. You saw them earlier practicing with the jugs machine. These coaches are holding their arms down. Robert Prince on the right side is the assistant receiver coach, I think, over here. So again, guys, I love it. I love to see it. And the energy is there on offense, defense, but it's the coaches really bringing it to me in this training camp. And that's a real big difference in the last 3 training camps. Now, Jalen Moreno Cropper, another receiver here, guys. Got to keep an eye on. Fresno State. Simon says, he's a Fresno State expert. He called, after I talked a lot about Deron Bland last year, like in January. I know he's been high on him for a while, I'm sure. But he's been talking about Cropper for a while. Simon says. You guys don't know him, sub him up. But I'm starting to be a believer now. I think he's going to push someone like Simi Fehoko right the fuck off the team here. Here, by the way, enjoy the running backs. That's Deuce Vaughn doing his thing out there. And the rest of them, you'll see kind of Pollard looks like he takes it a little easier than most. So keep watching on that. But, I was just going to say that these young guys, these undrafted guys like Jalen Moreno Cropper, he had 2 back-to-back really nice days. He hauled an over-the-shoulder touchdown yesterday. Today he made a leaping catch in traffic, and you will see that play. Again, guys, everyone's starting to see him. He's a speedy, productive playmaker type receiver. This guy's a guy that's sticking out of the undrafteds. So keep an eye on him. The only thing I'm saying is this. I hope he can sustain it. That's the big thing. 2 good days is great, but you got to have 2 good weeks, and then 2 good months. And then 2 good years. You guys feel me? So if he can sustain it through the training camp, you think about John Vea Johnson. That was, the same. He was looking great, and then he got on the field, and he just blew chunks. So, again, guys, if you watched him at Fresno State, you would not be surprised. I did not watch him at Fresno State, so I'm a little surprised, but I'm glad. That's a happy surprise. Now, as you're seeing here, guys, again, Dak kind of, here, you're getting in more into the practice here when you got the 7-on-7s coming up. But this is still the single drills. You see Dak hitting some deep passes here. This is the Simi Fehoko touchdown, making up from yesterday. Stephon Gilmore deflected a ball and was really good in coverage on the field. Really kind of locked down Brandon Cooks when they were on the 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s. Malik Jefferson, believe it or not, one of the linebackers kind of making it back from the practice squad, had a deflected ball. Knocked it down on the field. I think I won one of these plays. Now look at this play here. Boom. First they thought it was Will Greer. No, that was Dak Prescott throwing this bomb to Brandon Cooks. Gotta love it. This is a multiple passing situation. People got confused. That was Dak Prescott to Brandon Cooks looking great. But here's where Trayvon Diggs kind of walks off the field. You see his toe. We didn't know this at the time, but that is when he was last there. Now these are some drills. Catching in traffic. That's for offense and defense, receivers and cornerbacks and safeties. So Nashawn Wright, he learned from this drill. You'll see the pick coming up. Nashawn Wright intercepted that ball that was intended for Jalen Tolbert. Running backs, guys, you'll see them all here throughout the 11-on-11s. With Malik Davis, Ronald Jones had good speed today. They were getting a lot of good reps with the starters. Important to note there, when Tony Pollard was out, the 2 guys in first place right now for the running back spot is Malik Davis and Ronald Jones. Jones had really good awareness. Oof, there's the linebackers. And again, was very close. Good awareness when he was close to the sideline. That's veteran savvy right there. Here's Malik Jefferson, number 40. First saw LVE, right? This is the explosiveness I'm talking about from this team. Again, not much there from Malik, but he is a role player, practice squad type guy. Damone Clark. He's the kind of guy you want to see something from, and boom, being a starter. You seeing this? Yeah. So you see, it's being a starter out there. I want to say not much explosiveness really from Jabril Cox. Kind of looks a little small there. He's more of a coverage guy. Let's see what happens. This is kind of his year. He's got to do something. Word is high on him from McCarthy. Let's see it happen. So here's Devin Harper, last year's 6th round pick, our last pick last year. You'll see, Sam Williams later on doing the edge drill stuff. Was very strong in pass rushing today. Kept disrupting the pocket. So Sam Williams, number 54, keep an eye out for him. How about this rookie? DeMarvion Overshown, number 35. Guys, look at the power there for a little smaller guy. Man, he's got the hits available coming left and right. Mozzie Smith, you'll see him in the linebacker in the defensive edge rushing drills. He's plowing through the offensive line on the 11-on-11s. He's been dominating. Look, here it is, guys. Here's the pass rush drills, and you'll see Mozzie in the mix, and linebackers and edge rushers, and everybody is in the mix here. I love it. Look at this guy with the freaking boom in the stomach. Just take it again. Bam. Boom. I love it. Just teaching you to take a hit. When you're pass rushing, you can't let that slow you down.
Yep.
I love it. Micah's in the mix. We got to love this shit. So Sam Williams doing great. Again, and you'll see Deuce Vaughn later. He got reps with the starters, displayed his ability to find holes and shift accordingly. Oh, I'm going to discuss Deuce when you see him in these highlights here. So, that's like my little news and notes. But let's just enjoy this here together. When it comes to the breakdown here, or the way these guys are kind of looking on the screen. In fact, let me kind of make this a little bigger, baby.
No, of course. Jason Ruffle said, I can't wait to see Dak and the receivers get on the same page. And hey,
they're getting
isn't
there.
it nice to know that we're all at least reading the same book as well now? Right? We're not trying to get on the same page from a completely different volume.
Listen, guys, you can check these videos out. I think Dak is in a better page now. And the receivers are on a page with Dak that's been different and better than they were in the past. Not as many mistakes. Now, look, pass rushing drills. There's Gallimore. There's his buddy there, Chauncey Golson. They both worked out this offseason. There's Osa coming in. It's just basic stuff. There's Bohanna. So I just want to see. Hey, look who that was, baby. That was Isaac Alarcon, number 60.
Oh.
58, Mozzie.
Long time no see there.
Mozzie was just there. You're seeing some more drills here, just attacking. 54, Sam Williams was very disruptive today, guys. Maybe we don't have too much of it. You can't see it. There's Armstrong was also very good today in the 11-on-11, 7-on-7 kind of stuff. So he looks like an edge rusher. Now here's the 11-on-11s, guys. Time to watch the screen. And let's go through what we were seeing here. Dak rolls out to the right, and there's Stephon Gilmore saying, lockdown, baby. You're not getting this to Brandon Cooks. So good play there. I mean, let me know if you have anything to say, baby, about these plays as well. Just interrupt me.
Don't really have anything to add, baby.
No, well, I mean, we're literally doing it right as we're seeing it, so you can add whatever. Now, Dak, looking back, in a pocket that's collapsing, goes deep and gets picked. Now, that should have been on the left side of his shoulder for the receiver, for Tolbert, not on the right side. So there's that issue there. Dak could have thrown that a little better, but this is practice. This is, time to iron that stuff out. And it's okay. It happens.
Honestly, that
can
was
Tolbert
also one hell of a defensive play there.
Yeah, Nashawn Wright, got to give him credit. Again, I got to see this.
I think Trayvon, by the way, was like hyping him up on the sidelines,
Yeah,
too.
he was helping, coaching him and stuff. But that's the thing, though. We're going to see the interception again. Nashawn Wright has, you remember last year in training camp, he was doing great.
Yeah.
But when he got on that field at the end of the year, he did not do anything. And that's the problem. So he's got to get a guy that shows up.
I was going to say, hopefully we can translate that into like the regular season.
Hopefully he's moving up, right? But here's the thing I like about that. He was getting taken down. You'll see it one more time. He was getting taken down by Tolbert, and he still, hands pulling him. Doesn't matter. Great control and concentration on making that catch. So you got to give him credit on that side of things. And again, Dak could have thrown a better pass. It's practice, guys. Calm down. Now here's Dak. RPO fake to CeeDee Lamb, gets the receiver screen, but not much, a couple yards. If you need a 3rd and 1, you got a first. But outside of that, you're not getting much more. The defense is lockdown style. Again, Dak looking here, same play, just another angle of it. Probably LVE knocks his head off, but, that's where we're at right now, in this part of camp. No hitting, and even if it was, you couldn't really kill him. You don't want to kill the guy in your own team. But in a real game, CeeDee Lamb might not have made that too many more yards. Now, here's, by the way, Trayvon Diggs, side note, here's Trayvon Diggs talking shit. Fun shit, of course. They're friends. But they're talking crap to each other on the sideline there. Trayvon was still involved. Now here, I love Kurtz playing that linebacker role. A little play action to the right, going to the left, going to the right, and then Dak dumps it down to Jake Ferguson, which I think this is one of the plays you get. We talked about it yesterday in the middle of the field. Jake Ferguson is going to be used a lot by this offense. He's a Dalton Schultz replacement. Here we go. Throwing the ball again to Schultz. I think that was, not Schultz, but that was, look at Brandon Cooks at that speed. But great coverage by 21. What's his name? Stephon Gilmore. But the tight ends, again, here's Schoonmaker, kind of going through those mental reps on the sideline. See him, look, mental reps, the play's going, boom, boom. See how he's kind of practicing, but he can't get on that field yet. Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, great battle. I mean, you didn't hear much from Cooks because Gilmore locked him down. And by the way, just so you guys know the way he's running his routes here, I mean, you're seeing man coverage on almost every single one of these. Gilmore standing with them. But when this one here, not man, this is zone coverage. He didn't get faked out. He was going back and that's the defensive game plan and scheme of Dan Quinn. Now, Pollard running really goes nowhere. But it's all right. They're taking it easy right now. He had nowhere to go because this is a defense that's championships built, guys. So, good job. But let's look at the other guy on our team. Oh, who's that? Let's look at the other guy on our team. Deuce Vaughn, rookie. 5'5", 176. And just the way he hits that hole, they can't even see him. Like, they really couldn't see him until he was 10 yards down the field. Look at it from this angle. Can't get to him. He kind of had to hand him. The tackle would have maybe happened there at the 40. That's like a 6-yard gain. And look how, he gets away from you, he's gone. Dak looking. Dak gets sacked, by the way. That's a sack by Micah Parsons. Here's another play by Malik Davis, by the way. Let me get that back to you guys. Malik Davis looking pretty good there, nifty. Now here's another sack by Micah. Even though Dak gets the ball out to Deuce Vaughn, and Deuce gets down the field 10 yards or so. Look at this play again. A repeat. This is number 71. Chuma Odoga gets killed.
You still can't stop Micah.
Micah would have killed whoever that quarterback was that this was hitting. So Micah, he's got it, baby. You know he's got it. Every play is in there. Look at him. So here Dak dumps it down to CD. This is quick. This is a quick huddle, no huddle, 2-minute drill. This is all 2-minute here, guys. First it goes to CD. Dumps it down to McEwen. All right, he hits, I think he makes a couple other nice little plays. Let me see who we got here. We got, Jalen Brooks. Number 83, that's our 7th-round pick. They're hurrying up. Now, here you're seeing the next group. Here's Jalen Moreno-Cropper, a diving catch in traffic. That's with Cooper Rush, I think, or Will Greer as the quarterback. Now Cooper Rush taking over this, final drive, 2-minute drill. And you'll see here Cooper Rush kind of going to different guys. Now, look at the defensive jump, the penetration there. I mean, they're at him. They can't hit him. But there's a great pass by Rush and a great catch by Jalen Tolbert. And then Cooper Rush hitting the end zone touchdown. Princeton, I think, is that Princeton Fant? I don't know if that was Princeton. No, that was in Princeton Fant made another play earlier, I think, with the third team for a big touchdown. But that is John Stevens, the tight end, with the game ender. Boom. Touchdown. Over. So, you see themselves. Look at Deuce. Look how little man Deuce is. So, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and the description and the insight and the recap to this very important season and this very important training camp. I want to know what you think, baby. And last words from the chat before we get on out of here. But what do you think, baby, about the way things are going? Day 2, it's still early. 45 days till week 1.
Like I said, when it comes to the defense, there's not as many questions. There's not as much to kind of see. But, watching our offense continue to kind of develop, that is one of the biggest things that I think we're looking at in training camp, especially now that McCarthy is the OC officially. So...
Well, yeah, he's the.
No, I'm just saying that.
Schottenheimer has the name OC, but he's the play caller. He's the installer of the play. He's the play designers. Like he's putting this together. He's going to call the plays. So he's running the show exactly. Well, he has other. I'd say the OC is Schottenheimer, who's helping him kind of. He's going to have him kind of guide him on the things.
It is a much more McCarthy run offense. For sure. My point. So. It is nice to just kind of start seeing a little bit of that, kind of like visually speaking. Obviously, to me, I hate to keep coming back to this because I don't want to dwell too much on the negatives. But honestly, everything else is a positive. Everything else is trending exactly the way we would want it to. So that's why I think our tight end situation sticks out even more like a sore thumb than it needs to. Again, Ferguson holding it down, doing what he's supposed to do. I am really excited because I think he's going to pull a Jarwin and a Schultz. Right? Because Jarwin and Schultz both were kind of the number 2s. Because of another situation or another, they ended up putting up big numbers and becoming the more go-to guy. And next thing you know, they're kind of leading the team now for a bit. So, Jarwin obviously got sidelined by the injury. Schultz got to step up and take his place. We obviously moved on from Schultz, but a big reason for that was the way that Ferguson and Hendershot were playing.
Small sample size for Ferguson. Had like 22 targets.
Very small, but again, similar to, I think, some of the other moves that the Cowboys have made.
Similar to Dalton Schultz, how he got his spot, right?
He
had a small sample size in 2 years.
Yeah, he did.
And he took over, right? So, yeah. Again, this is what we're talking about, the pass kind of agility stuff there. Dak just perfect again.
By the way, real quick, Blue Virus, again, we don't actually work for the Cowboys, so I have no idea how much the VIP tickets or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead and check it out on their website or whatever. But
yeah, they'll definitely have that on their site. Jay Duncan said we should add a year to Gilmore. I disagree. We got a see from Gilmore before he gets cut. He's in danger. So Neville Gallimore is Gilmore. I'm sorry, he said Gilmore. I'm sorry. I agree. Gilmore. I think in Gallimore for some reason. Gallimore should not be added years to it, but it'd be nice to add Stephon Gilmore to some more years. I think he wants to wait to the end of the year to see where he's going to be able to get the most money. Stephon Gilmore.
Rolando Rodriguez said, MCF, you think the Cowboys don't want the kickers to practice and miss field goals because they suck and they don't want any more bad news?
Well, maybe they don't want to show that to everybody right now. They're taking their time. Maybe they're doing it in the other areas, maybe indoor field somewhere, and they're saying get your shit together first before you bring you out in front of the media, because they're gonna talk about you if you guys keep missing, and they're gonna talk about us, meaning the Joneses, the front office.
So, as I said, we need to see Vaughn drop a deuce on the Eagles this season.
Agreed.
Oh, hell yeah. You know we're going to be bringing more than just a deuce to those she-goals. So,
excuse me.
Well, all good. So, by the way, guys, let me take a quick second here to remind everybody to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below. But yes, an extra special shout out to everybody here chilling, hanging with us, and especially the sponsor of the week's back-to-back representation, Skeptical Fan. Much love. Thank you so much. And of course, Marco Seppian with that earlier drop. He did bump up his stream boss. He's got 26 points now. So also, I think with that drop as well, he kind of put himself in that first place leadership, right? So he's trying to take that sponsor of the week crown there from Skeptical for next week. SnugX, by the way, huge shout out to him, because with his Cash App drop, he also took over as the current Cash App leader.
Yeah, sorry.
But Justin Quarles, a Q-Man, is, of course, your current Cash App king. Much love to him, respect, representation, all the love to everyone here representing on the Cowboys side of things. So,
Snug Quarles.
Jay Duncan, what's up? And yes, Deuce looks like someone forgot to pick up their child from daycare. Like, there's no other way of putting it. It is absolutely hilarious to see his tiny little self just running around amongst everybody else. Oh, Stephen White, have a great night. Take it
Deuce
easy.
Vaughn is
Again,
tiny.
we are, not quite done yet, guys. We still have some Cowboy things to touch on first, of course.
A couple quick
Cowboys,
comments. Yeah.
Yes, a few Cowboys spoke before we wrap things up tonight. I don't know if you want me to...
Yeah, go for it, baby.
All right.
We're almost like yesterday, a quick 1 hour and 15-minute show.
So, yeah, at least there we go. We're a little more streamlined, I guess, on that side of things. Obviously, not as many drops interrupting us, I'll give you that. So, real quick, let me go ahead, shout out the man Dak Prescott, because he actually spoke today, and it's nice to hear from Dak himself, which, by the way, happy birthday to Dak, at least on our side here. It's today. It's now. It's the 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Dak. So, just throwing that out there. You might see some cake, gracing the Cowboy field here any day
Isaac
now.
Alarcon wants some cake.
Yeah, I remember that from last year. So, Dak Prescott had this to say specifically about his chemistry with Cooks, Brandon Cooks, right? What's cooking there? He said, we're great, and that's a credit to him. I don't want to give myself too much credit, because that's a guy that's a true pro. That's a guy who you can look at his resume throughout the league, look at his numbers, and honestly, you see the way he prepares and the way that he takes care of his body. The way that he approaches the game, you can see that he came in playing with some of the best quarterbacks and some of the better coaches in this league. He's been trained the right way, and going into year 10, he's vital to our team's success. So, first of all, he has stayed remarkably healthy overall, and he has been very lucky to play with a very wide variety of talent there, and he's put up some damn nice stats while he's been at it. So
we want that Super Bowl, though.
Not surprised that Dak is very excited to have Cooks on the team.
That's going to definitely help.
So, and of course, you know, even Dak kind of touched on the fact that it's not just like the on-the-field stuff, it's the mentorship factor, right? He said, quote, what he's going to be able to add in his stats and in his play, but in his leadership alone, I can tell you guys like CeeDee Lamb and Gallup are thankful for that. He's just a hell of a guy that allows our chemistry to speed up. So, and then as far as what Dak also had to say about another receiver of his, Tolbert, he said, so much growth. This game is a confidence game, and he's taken a huge step mentally. I think that's going to jump out when you see him on the field. And then after that interception by Nashawn Wright, Tolbert asked him for another chance at a deep ball. Kind of saying like, hey, give it to me again. Let's run it again.
That's good. No, that's what you want to see. You know, you want to see him keep testing the things that are maybe not working. He seems
a lot more, and obviously hard as a rookie, but he seems a lot more confident and sure of himself right now. It doesn't seem like the pick set him back too much mentally. You know what I mean?
Well, he's never been a quarterback that throws many interceptions, right?
So, yeah. By the way, in case you were wondering, Dak actually was approached by Netflix and that quarterback show.
Sorry.
He said he was approached a year ago for a second time. So they approached him the first time. He obviously said no. They approached him again
year, right?
after the first season. And he said, quote, I'm not a TV guy. I haven't seen it. I asked Peyton Manning if he would do it if he was me. Manning's answer is apparently reflected in Dak Prescott's decision, which is thank you, but no thank you.
So Peyton's like, no, focus on football, and that's what it's about. Don't let them follow you around, get in your head. You know? Agree.
So, and one of Dak's little comments here made me laugh because he was asked, like, oh, how do you feel about the whole Zach Martin thing or whatever? He's just like, pay the man.
Facts.
You could have dropped the whole mic in there.
I mean, nobody really is disputing you got to pay this guy right here, number 70, Zach Martin, and then solidify this offensive line as far as the 5 starters are concerned.
So, Dak also commented on the fact that he is the last player left on this roster from that 2016 draft class.
Good point.
He said, to me, it just speaks to the urgency. I'm blessed to play this game, blessed to be in this organization, but as you see, it's a business. It's not forever for everybody. I know what I want to do, and I know what I want to accomplish. And I know what this team wants, and it's about them right now.
Well, go Cowboys. He wants that 6. He wants that 1 for him first, and his team, but gotta give the team that 6, baby.
Yes. And then Dak's final little blurb here, as far as our defense, he said, just in these 2 days, I've felt it. They're good. They communicate well, and I think that's where it starts. They know each other. They know the call. They feel confident with the call that they're getting from DQ. And they feel confident with the man next to them doing their job and allowing them to play fast.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's going to make it tough on any offense. For us to get to go against them every day, that's iron sharpening iron.
Exactly.
They're impressive.
You're going to get the best of this offense because they got practice against one of the best defenses in the league. And that is, to me, like another huge bonus for this entire organization, this team, with having such a dominant defense with Dan Quinn and leading these guys. Been here, they bring them back for 3 years now. This is what you're talking about. You know, the new guys have to learn, but the old guys, they know. They didn't, and that's why I said I'm not really looking for much other than the same consistency from the defense we've been seeing, and just run stopping is better. Which you saw in these clips. The run stopping has been pretty damn good, especially when Pollard's in there and the starters are in there. But again, there's the offensive line depth issue, and right now we got 2 backups playing. So that's another, and there's no pads. So offensive line do better when there's pads. But there's no denying it. This defense is ready. They're hungry, and they're one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL. Dak, double down on that.
So
our offense should be better because of that. So
Brandon Cooks also spoke today, and I don't have too much about what he said because most of it was just mainly fluff, but one big thing he did say, he was asked how Dak compares to other quarterbacks that he has played with, right? He's played with Brady, Drew Brees, so he said, quote, I don't get into comparing, but the one thing I see about Dak is the way he's able to lead. Leading, you just can't fake it. And the way that Dak leads, so authentic, you'll follow that man anywhere. That alone is the number one key, in my opinion, that you have to have in a quarterback. And he has that and more.
Brandon Cooks laying down some facts. Everybody pretty much says this about Dak Prescott. So Brandon Cooks just another in a long line.
So, I thought you were gonna say a little bit
Brandon
more
Cooks. Actually, he tried to go to Brandon Cooks right there, the last play, and it was that's the interception. But Stephon Gilmore knocked the ball down there, and here, now Sean Wright locked it down and got the pick against Tolbert. So there you go. Just wanted to say that, baby. Go ahead.
Now, CeeDee Lamb also took some time to, chat with some people today. CeeDee was asked as far as his Madden rating
Madden skills. Oh, his rating. Okay. What did he say?
Yeah, like how he feels on his latest. By the way, he's rated 90th, which is 10th among receivers. So he's in the top 10 Madden rankings. He's 10, which, like I said, there's a few guys that are a little bit ahead of him that, I think maybe he should be in front of or around. But, splitting hairs there. But real quick, you do have to shout out.
We got the man, Brandon James Shea here, dropping that 5 on it. And I'll overlook that Chiefs thing you wrote there, but much love to Brandon James with that 5 on it, back in the navy blue crew. What did the man say, baby, as he goes up on this board here and takes Marco Seppian to Stephon Gilmore 21 points?
I like Dak Prescott to win a Super Bowl. Go Cowboys and go Cowboys.
Hell yeah, that's why a double go Cowboys. We got to keep it that way. Sorry there, Brandon, but appreciate you as he's moving up this board, baby. He just jumped over a bunch of people, broke a tie, and is currently in another tie with Bobby Bottles, the newest silver level member, and that's in 5th place for Brandon. So he went from 8th to 5th just like that with a 5 on it. Goes into 5th place. Much love, Brandon. And as always, you know what I'm going to say. Yo, Cowboys!
Ooh. So, again, thank you, Brandon. Real quick, let me go ahead and touch on a few more comments here, and then we'll go ahead and go back to the rest of the statements by the players. Yeah. Scorpio said Cooks was smart not to follow Watson into their massage parlors.
Very, very.
So, Cam, Sky for Life, said ridiculous. Martin should have been the first player to sign him or to get paid. You know what I mean?
And the Cowboys are trying to play off that cheap deal of the last 2-3 years, and now Zach Martin said, okay, no more. Now it's time to pay the piper.
Yeah, I was going to say, they kicked that can down the road as far as they possibly could.
They were hoping he'd never ask for more money, but they knew they were getting a great deal.
It seemed like a very slim chance, all things considered. But you know what? Again, this is a good problem to have because this means, we have Zach freaking Martin playing at a high level all these years later, being basically the number 1 guard.
Yeah, in the league. Pretty much most consistently of this.
That's how you do it.
Since he's been playing.
So, lunatic, man. Much love, puro pinche Cowboys
always,
in the house.
Siempre, go Cowboys. You know it. Much love to Lunatic, the Godfather here.
So,
Deuce Vaughn running. Look at him. That's my Pop Warner kid going doing this.
Kind of rolling back a bit. Like I said, CeeDee Lamb had this to say as far as his Madden rating.
How about Deuce? He's loose.
It should be better come 2025. I know I haven't put my best out there yet. For me to get this high of a ranking is cool, but keep in mind, I did not have Dak for a full season.
Exactly. We've talked about that. 5 games missed. He might have been, stat-wise, number 1 out there. So, or one of the top 3 guys yardage-wise, because he was still great, and he didn't have a Dak for 5 games. He had Cooper Rush and a very kind of slowed-down offense.
So, moving on, right, what else CeeDee Lamb had to say? He said that he is not constantly bugging his agent with updates on his contract and stuff like that. He said, quote, I told him he has full range. I just want the best of the best as far as the best for me, and I'll make sure everything's all right. And when it's all right, just come let me know something. But other than that, I'm just going to keep working, keep building with my guys, and when it comes September, we're trying to start it off right.
Let's get that 6. He's, again, keeping away from that talk of the money and the contract. He's here at least till next year. I think the Cowboys will get him signed in the next offseason.
So, but like I said, that is pretty much it from CeeDee Lamb.
Boom.
Tyler Smith, our very well-respected, newly minted offensive lineman.
Yeah, okay. Terrence Steele also kind of had a couple words, I think, this morning as well. So our offensive line is out there
if
talking.
you want, we'll go ahead and
let's do him first.
Terrence Steele first because his was a little bit shorter.
And I'll put up here his rehab video. Go ahead, baby.
So he touched on the fact that he wanted to be back by this time. He said, "I don't like missing time. I wanted to start just like everybody else." So he is going to have his workload watched a little bit more closely than some of the other guys.
He didn't have to go on the PUP list. That's good. He's ahead of schedule.
So, but right now he needs to start getting used to wearing a brace.
Even though he's not wearing it here, he got it off. He has to, for this kind of, this rehab is one thing, but to be on the field, they want extra special support there. So, what do you say?
So, he just said it. I don't like missing time. I wanted to start just like everybody else.
He had something else to say. Okay.
So, no, he did say something else.
okay. We'll go with the brace. Okay.
So, yeah, he said as far as the brace, I'll probably wear it just through the entire season for the peace of mind. O-line, we're kind of known to get rolled up every now and then, but really, just peace of mind, but it'll be good.
Good. It's not going to limit his mobility, I think is what also he's saying. So, great news about Terrence Steele.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just a matter of, again, getting used to it.
Agreed.
So
good news there on Terrence Steele. Who else is next, baby?
Like I said,
is there a Micah quote too? I know. No, I'm just saying because
right,
I know the biggest one. Really, I think the Tyler Smith. What we get here about Zach Martin is the big kind of finale for tonight. So Mike had a quick thing to say. He was on 105.3 The Fan this afternoon. I know Mozzie was out there. We might hear from him in a couple days, in the next show or two. What did Micah have to say, baby?
I think we are the top team in the NFC.
Woo!
No one can beat you except yourself. You look at our game last year, that's a game we could have won.
Correct.
We beat ourselves with mistakes and things like that. I think we are the top team when you talk about numbers and experience. Guys we've got back. I think we're the only team that gained players. We didn't lose a Javon Hargrave and then draft somebody. We have everybody across the board.
Kept everyone on.
When you talked about years playing together, years of experience, I think we're up there to be that better team.
And I actually second that from Mike. I agree. You got to show it on the field. And so far, it's showing on the field.
So, like I said, that's it from Micah Parsons, a little blurb that he said.
The finale, though, it's interesting because it comes down to our offensive lineman that's missing in a way, right?
It all starts and ends with this, right? Tyler Smith did give us a nice little update saying that Zach Martin had texted the O-line group saying, "You all set the tone. I'll be there soon."
Uh-oh. So, guys, good news. Actually, fuck that. Great news. Tyler Smith bringing the news. And he's saying that the Zach Martin situation, it sounds like there's the deal being worked in the background with the Joneses to get him in. And like I said a week. Within a week, he'll be back. Watch it be on Sunday at the latest. Zach Martin's back with the Cowboys. Maybe he's back Saturday. Who knows? He probably takes Saturday off. Guys, Zach Martin's on his way back. All right? Just, you heard it here first. And thank you, Tyler Smith, for speaking on that. What else did Tyler Smith say?
So, first of all, he said that Zach Martin also said that, the rest of the O-line guys, that they're in full support of him. Just throwing that out there.
So, again, guys,
I want to make that clear.
They're not paid. They're saying get your money.
Exactly. Like, there's no bitter feelings or anything like that. It's just, it's all support all the way around. Everyone's behind Zach Martin. And Tyler Smith even mentioned that Tyron has stepped up in the room being a big vet. The standard hasn't changed. We still got to do things to that level that's accustomed to. Just stepping up, and everybody's done that. I feel like just being a leader on and off the field is what we're trying to do.
I love it. Tyron Smith, who's not really the most vocal guy either, like Zach Martin, right? Zach Martin took over that a little more last year. Now Tyron Smith stepping up for
even
that.
Tyron said, all right, somebody's got to do it. So I
Tyron's
guess it's
doing
me.
it. Tyler's learning some great qualities here, isn't he? These guys finally opened up a little more to open their mouths. And I'm talking about Zach Martin, Tyron Smith. And now Tyler Smith's learning it this way. You think in a couple of years he'll be doing the same thing? He'll be the guy. He'll be the guy.
So, as far as the comfort level, right, Smith said that now that he has a year under his belt that, it feels much better, right? But he also said, quote, "I feel like this year, having a full NFL year under my belt, there are less surprises here and there. I know what the expectation is, and I know what's expected of me in things that I might not have to do throughout the year. I think there's a different level of comfort. It's more about building things than getting acquainted with things for the first time. It's easier to grind and easier to build for me.
You got to remember, guys, he's not a rookie anymore, and he had a whole year last year as a rookie. Now he's kind of he feels comfortable. He's in the right. He knows his guys. He knows the game plan. He knows he knows the whole situation so much better, right? So this is a huge kind of progression, evolvement here for Tyler Smith, and you're gonna love it because he's gonna get better and better. And this is rookie year. He had some mistakes. He's gonna clean up some stuff. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler sooner than later, guys. Knock on wood. I see it happening. Tyler Smith, the man out there right now.
So, he also threw out there that was the precursor to what I'm doing now. There's less growing pains. I feel like it's more tightening things up and refining stuff. Being too versatile is never a bad thing. It's a good thing for our guys. So,
I mean, again, I know we hate to say the word versatility, but for this situation, he actually is, because of the way the front office runs things, versatility is almost a must for the offensive line, because there's going to be times you're just going to have to, play another position, because the Cowboys really didn't invest enough, I think, in depth. So, of course, his versatility is great, but he's one guy that can do it, from guard to tackle on the left side, but, front office, once again, kind of failing us a little bit. And by the way, I wanted to throw in something real quick.
Go ahead. But like I said, that does bring me to... yes, that is all I had to say there.
Well, then Zach Martin, just for a quick update here, guys, not a real big deal. The bigger update is what Tyler Smith said about the fact that he texted him. Tyler Smith got texted by Zach Martin and said, "I'll be there soon." You gotta freaking love it. So, I'm excited about that, obviously, but just kind of so you guys know, you'll probably be seeing this when he does officially sign his restructured deal for the money he deserves. I'll be posting this video as well, guys, soon. You'll see it too when that breaking news comes. But offensive guard Zach Martin right now is obviously he's holding out a new contract. He's not in Cabo holding out for this new contract. He's working on his own. Put up some video. He's working with O-line masterminds. That's Duke, Manyweather, and we've talked about the whole offensive line works with him. He's putting in that work on the multiple machines right now. He's not just chilling in Cabo like Zeke did, right? 8-time All-Pro, guys.
Yeah,
he's working out with Duke.
Different vibes.
He's working right now. He's in Texas, working out with Duke Manyweather, and looks to be again, as everyone says, great shape. He hasn't gotten fat or lazy. He's working hard, so he's ready. He's ready to come out there as soon as this deal is completed. It should be sooner than later. I've been saying that. And I still stick to that. And Tyler Smith proved it today that he's on the way back. It's a matter of when it gets officially done. Officially. And it's close. It's close.
So, real quick, guys. Scorpio said, like I said, McCarthy has mentioned in the past before the Martin holdout that he has been the first to show up and the last to leave the facility. Zach's one of the hardest working guys on the team.
No question, no diggity, no doubt. He ain't, again, not saying that Zeke didn't work hard, but Zach Martin actually works out
there's
all the time
definitely
for his best.
Big Zach Martin shaped hole
on that offensive line. Yeah,
yes,
you can see it in these practices. The defense is dominating the trenches, dominating it. So yeah, we got to get Zach. We need another guard. Now we got no Zach Martin. We need a depth guard. We don't have that. Now what are we going to do? Go to our practice squad, a practice squad guard, or TJ Bass, or Josh Ball, or what the hell are we doing here, guys? They're all getting burned. Get Zach Martin back in here. Please, please, please.
So, let me see here. Yeah, so hopefully Parsons is a Cowboy for life. If there is ever a recently drafted player that should be, it's him.
That's next
without
year.
A doubt.
Next year, he's eligible to get signed. That's when you'll see it.
So, no, we kind of touched on most of that there. So
time to rock out. Let's get those last shout-outs. And
guys, if you are here, take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and especially follow us in our Discord. Make sure to hop in there, say hello and hi. We always post there before we go live.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and do the shout-outs here.
Before you do that, I got a little bit of an extra little quote for you, baby, from Micah Parsons himself. Listen to this. This is what he said about bringing a Super Bowl to Dallas. We'll end it with this one. He said, quote, "It would mean everything to me. I'd break down in tears. When you talk about legacy, you talk about leaving an imprint and a foundation in an organization, I think that's the most pivotal way. You bring a defensive rookie of the year home, that's great. You bring a defensive player of the year home, that leaves people saying he's a very good player at this organization, but did you win Super Bowls? You win a Super Bowl. If you do win a Super Bowl with your organization, then they say that's a guy you remember forever. That's why you guys constantly talk about Troy Aikman. You guys constantly talk about Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach. And those guys were decades ago, but their name still rings bells when you talk about the success and winning. I want my name in that conversation. So I would ask you, what do you think about that? But I mean, I thought it was a great kind of comment to know the legacy you leave when you win a Super Bowl, especially with a team like the Cowboys.
I was going to say, let's be honest. There's lots of ways to leave, lots of legacies, but that is the ultimate legacy. The one that matters most. So, let me see. Yes, Modius in the house. What's up? Much love. He said, I was capping for Josh Ball, and he let me in himself down on the very first day of training camp.
Yeah, it's not looking good for him. I think he's on his way out. But I would love for him to succeed. I really do, because that would make our team better. But if he sucks, if he's not the guy, he's not the guy. He's got to get moved on out.
It frustrates me, because I remember when we first, got him onto the team, and I remember how upset I was then, because I'm just like, look, here's a crappy offensive lineman who goes around beating women.
I know what you mean.
Not much. I'm just saying, there's not really an upside here.
Yeah, what's a positive spin on that? Right?
And I tried to kind of let it go, because I was hoping to see whatever it was that the Cowboys saw. But I don't think even the Cowboys saw what they saw at any point ever. So
yeah, he was supposed to be drafted higher up. And listen, he might have had an incident. Again, I'm just going to say this: he had an incident with the situation with a woman. I don't say he goes around beating women, but he hasn't had any incidents like this. He does beat at least one woman, though. At least that's what it tells us from the court reports and stuff. So the point I'm trying to say is giving him his benefit of the doubt in the sense of and again, I dislike this guy personally, I would say, but when it comes to did he do anything right now like that, he has not reverted to those ways, is what I'm trying to say. But he hasn't reverted to being a fucking good offensive lineman either. And both, again, one's great, but it's not going to keep you on the team. So he's failed one of those two things.
Lots of sugar for the hype, right? So we got exactly. You're drinking the Kool-Aid, the lemonade, whatever delusional beverage we're sipping, and that's obviously jokes.
We have to. This is again, Cowboy fans that know since I've been around, some 40 years ago. When you have the ability to go to that, so when you have the kind of team that you could go to. We know when you don't. Trust me. This team has that ability. 2 12-5 years back-to-back. To me, we're still going that direction. Back-to-back year. But we lost the first wild card game. We won the wild card game. Now let's win the fucking divisional round game. Conference championship. And goddamn Super Bowl.
DeLunatic, we actually did read that comment by Dak where he said exactly what that defense was doing. Our offense, right?
That defense is definitely by far
Scorpio
the identity of this team.
It feels like this is our year. It feels special. It feels different.
It feels like it. That's the thing. We got to get
the most complete roster we've had since the 90s. Agreed.
I do remember those 90s, and we had some Super Bowl teams. This is the closest we've had, I think, even with the Romo years. This is the closest we have defense specifically. Before
we get our titties in a twist, so to speak. Go ahead, check it out. We posted the interception. It's right here on our channel.
Which
Go
one?
back. The Dak one, the first one.
Oh, yeah, that's on there. Guys.
So I'm just throwing it out there. Watch it, and then let me know, or let us know, I should say, in the comments section of that interception video there, if you still think that Dak is the one who's at fault for that one.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. If you see Dak as at fault, then you are the one that, obviously, you have a problem. You have to get yourself checked out and say, okay, I got haterism going on against Dak Prescott. For obviously, no matter what you think, you can be a Dak doubter. But to say that was Dak's fault, when it hits a receiver in the hands, put it right in his hands, what are you going to say? It should have been in his belly. It should have been over his head. It should have been a bad pass. He should have thrown it higher. The point is, it hit him in the hands, Skinny Fehoko, and it bounced up in the air. Like 6 of his other interceptions, where they either ran wrong routes last year or it was tipped in the air. In the regular season, 15 interceptions, but 6 or 7 of those, and we have them already on video as well, 6 or 7 of those are not Dak's fault. Not even, I would say maybe 2 of them are a little bit of those 6 or 7, but 4 or 5 of them 100% the receiver fault, like Simi Fehoko yesterday.
Now let me go ahead and do the final shout-outs here. Again, thank you to everybody here. We have Toxic Gaming, Scorpio, Burn Bar, much love. Cactus G in the place to be, Cam DCFL, The Dark Net, Snug X, of course, much love to you.
Cash App Leader. Much
The
love
Lunatic, Asmodeus, and Agree. Definitely one woman too many, but I guess other people have different standards.
No, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, if you say he's a woman beater, like he beats women left and right, that's like one thing. It's another thing to say he's like.
I never said he was a serial woman beater. Just a woman beater.
No, I know. I just the way you said it, I thought you meant like. I want to make sure he's clear that we don't get like in trouble, liable, whatever.
Sorry,
in the sense of
alleged woman beater.
No. To me, he is a woman. He beat a woman, but to me, it's more about the fact that he currently with the Cowboys has not violated that side of things, which is again. All we know of him as far as, these years. These last, 2 years? 3 years now. Third year with the Cowboys. He's about to be his last year if he even makes this team. In my opinion, cut him. He's going to be cut sooner than later.
So, let me see who else is here.
There you go. Scorpio said a habitual woman beater. He's not that, but he is a woman beater. There you go.
So, South Texas, Thomas Garrett.
Snug said part-time. No, that's some of the time.
Lost in translation.
I shouldn't laugh. That's not funny. It's not funny, guys.
So, Aztec Aguilar, all of you guys, again, that's as far back as I can go. But seriously, huge shout out to everybody here chilling with us.
Yes.
And baby,
yes.
Why do we do what we do here?
Well, aside from this video here, what do we do, baby? I'm throwing it back to you because I want you to do it. Why do it? You see it on our chests, on our shirts, on our heads. Why do we do this on a nightly here on My Cowboys Family?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. We're always repping that star over everything right here on MCF and on this channel on YouTube for 6 years and beyond, guys. My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing here now and forever, as always. Go Cowboys. Let's get that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and beyond. Now, we might not be going live tomorrow. Or if we do, it might be something quicker. We'll definitely be posting a couple of videos. So check those out. Make sure you like the video, of course, here and all the videos you watch. Subscribe to the channel. Keep growing the family here. And hit the notification bell because that will usually tell you when there's a video drop. But you might have to check like Discord. You might have to check Twitter or just check back to the channel. When we do post our videos, sometimes it does not give the notification. So, we'll be dropping some of that definitely tomorrow. Maybe a live stream. Saturday, back on it for the last practice of the week. And then Sunday, well, you know what happened on Sunday. It's the finale of the week here. We're going to wrap it up and crown some champions. The Cash App Sponsor Week, Skeptical Fan, Marco Seppian, Jason Renfro, Snug X, Justin Quarles. Much love to all you guys that are in the running right now. Now, on that note, baby, you guys dropping the love and dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. Truly thank you guys. Can't do this without your back and forth discussions. Also, those dropping the love from above, keeping it going here on the nightly. We truly humbly say thank you and appreciate you guys, bottom of our hearts. On that note, though, as we close it down for the night, relock and reload tomorrow for a new show. Or I guess Fan Friday, but maybe a Saturday for a new show. You'll see the video videos being dropped throughout the day. But baby, before we can wrap it up, clock out, drop out of here for the night, what do we gotta do?
We gotta drop the beat.
Oh yeah, beat drop. Everyone,
drop them if you got them.
I was gonna say every 66 people in the navy blue, silver, or star levels. Make sure you guys drop your emojis if you got the ability to do that. Flood it as we rock out of here. Everyone still sees the chat. Thank you all for rocking with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that navy blue, silver, and star over everything. Going for that 6 and beyond. And remember, 5 is always greater than 1. In case you're an Eagle fan watching, yeah, we know you're always watching. Here, another one in the books here at Cowboys Chat Training Camp, day 2. Just day 2, and this team looks like it's on day 12, day 22. I don't know, but they look ahead of pace. Knock on wood, get Zach Martin back in there. Those eyeballs are watching. And again, we're watching that toe too for Trayvon. I think they're fine there. I think we're good there. Either way, we'll know a lot more tomorrow and the next day as we go live on the nightly. Try to here on My Cowboys Family. Thank you for rocking with us on that M to the C to the F. It's always about that navy blue, silver too. That star over everything. And as always, guys, you know the deal here. Never forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone in the house watching, chilling, hitting the like, commenting, dropping the love, supporting the channel in any way you can. Thank you for being part of this family. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Peace out. Tomorrow or Saturday, of course. Peace. Have a good night. Stay safe out there, guys. And never, ever, ever dare forget. Go Cowboys!